So a couple nights ago, I ended up in a really scary situation when I was out with my boyfriend. Basically, there was a woman at this event. This was a concert, but it was one of those concerts where people bring their kids, which I'm not a huge fan of because there is so much drinking going on. But at this event, there was a lot of kids. And I was stone cold sober. I was not drinking. And my boyfriend was sober as well. And there was a single mom there with her daughter. And they're just walking around, enjoying the music, enjoying the food. And I cannot express to you how this woman just looked vulnerable and naive. And that, I don't mean that in an ugly way at all. She was very tiny. She was maybe 5 foot, 100 pounds. Her hair was in braids. She had like a cute round face. She did not even look old enough to have a daughter that was like 8 or 9 years old. And at some point in the night, I noticed these men approaching her. And they're all quite a bit older than her, like in their late 40s. And they're talking to her daughter. And I'm like watching out of the corner of my eye, like, what's going on over here? Because the whole night, it really looked like she was alone with her daughter. So this one guy, which all these guys are drinking, but she ends up letting this man put her daughter on his shoulders to watch the concert, okay? A little while later, I see another man, also older, also drinking, do the exact same thing. And I'm kind of like, what's happening here? We ended up getting like closer to where she was, not even on purpose really, but we ended up being right beside her during like the in-between concert, so it's not as loud where you can't hear what's going on. These two men have to be 30 years older than this woman, and there's one on either side of her, and she's got her little girl with her, and like one of them's in her ear talking to her, the other one's leaned down talking to her daughter. And it just, the way I felt so uncomfortable, so like, this is not right. Whatever's going on here is really creepy. It's really weird. Like my spidey senses were just like blaring. And so my boyfriend, like I'm talking to him and I'm like, do you see this? Is this weird? And he's like, yeah, I mean, maybe she knows them. Like we don't know the situation. And I was like, no, there's something weird going on. Finally, one of the drunk, creepy old men wanders away and I take his spot. I step where he was next to the mom. My boyfriend's right behind me and I just stand there. The other guy I can hear is like talking his friend up and he's like, yeah, he's a great guy, like such a good guy. Finally, he shuts the fuck up and I lean down to the girl and I'm like, hey, I just have a question. Like, do you know these men? Like, are you here with them? Are they your friends? And she looks at me with wide eyes and she's like, no, I don't know them. And like, they won't leave us alone. I'm like, do you want me to punch him in the face? Like, I will literally tell them to fuck off and get lost. And she's like, I just don't want to cause a scene. I don't want to cause a problem. Like, I'm just here to enjoy the concert with my dog. So my boyfriend, of course, is like, we will tell them to like leave you the fuck alone. He's like, I'll literally make them leave right now. Right around this time, the drunk idiot wanders back and he kind of like notices that I took his spot and he's like, what the hell? He leans down to her and says, do you want to get on my shoulders again, sweetheart? So I look at the mom and I'm like, do you want your daughter up on this creepy, drunk old man's shoulders so she can see the concert? I can see it on her face. She's scared. She doesn't want to cause a problem, but she's like, I just don't know how much he's been drinking. So she looks at him and she says, how much have you had to drink? And he goes, oh, I don't know. So I'm like fed up at this point and I look at him and I said, well, why don't you leave then? Why don't you get out of here? No one wants you here. And he gets in my face and he's like, what'd you say to me? Now remember, my boyfriend is right behind me and he leans over me and he's like, she told you to leave and you need to leave now. Right fucking now. So the drunk idiot starts fighting with my boyfriend, like yelling at him, telling him, I was fucking here first. I don't have to go anywhere. What'd you say to me, motherfucker? And my boyfriend is like not having it. He's like, don't fucking talk to my woman like that. You're gonna fucking leave. No one wants you here. I will drag you out of here if I have to. Like they're both just like going at it. The mom is still beside me with her little girl. And I'm just like, let's please not get in a fist fight if we don't have to. But the drunk guy like will not be reasoned with. He won't accept that like no one around here wants him, that he's being creepy and we're sick of him hanging around us. His friend starts piping in and is like, yeah, why do we have to leave? We didn't do anything. So then my boyfriend's like, the girl you're hanging out with doesn't want you here. Like she wants y'all to leave too. So the drunk guy finally is like, wait, you don't want me here? Yeah, you fucking moron. You're a 50-year-old creep hitting on a 21-year-old mother. So the girl's like, yeah, I don't want you here. I want you to leave. So he finally wanders off to go bother someone else, but the other guy just stays there. Like he's not going anywhere. He's going to keep hanging. So the rest of the night, all these drunk people in the crowd continue to try to put this little girl on their shoulders. Not the original one, thank God. And like, I just got so stressed out about it. I wish that the mom had left. Like, I think the best choice would have been for her to have just left. We offered to walk her to her car. She wanted to stay for the concert. She wanted her daughter to see the concert. I'm not like judging her choice in that, but I do feel like she was a little bit naive as to like how obvious it was that these men were buzzing around her. And I don't know if they were doing it to try to get with her, to try to get access to her daughter. Like, the thing that really struck me about the whole thing was that, like, she just seemed very naive and, like, not aware of how really, really uncomfortable and dangerous this situation was. What really upset me about the situation is that the mom seemed to think the only problem was that these men were drinking and therefore it wasn't safe for them to hold her daughter. But the perception that I got and my boyfriend got was like, why are 50-year-old men trying to hang out with a 21-year-old mother and her daughter? That's not normal. That is odd. That is weird. You need to assume the worst about those types of men.
Story time about how my ex lied about having a twin sister. Okay, so in this story, I'm like freshly 15 and I just started a relationship and I was pretty like hesitant, one, about joining the relationship, I guess, but two, like, it was my first actual like serious boyfriend or relationship of any type. So essentially we had been talking for a month before we, I guess, agreed to go out. Like, he never asked me to be his girlfriend, but I guess before we like agreed that we were dating. And in this time period, he had expressed to me that he had a twin sister. I was already nervous about this because I feel like people are so close to their twins. I really wanted to make a good impression on her. But during all of our dates, they were snapping like nonstop throughout the whole thing, like whatever. So she like said that I was pretty and stuff. So I guess I like kind of gained her approval. I thought it was a little weird that they were snapping like throughout every single date because I was like, you know, we were freshly dating and stuff. But I wasn't going to knock having a close relationship with your sibling. And again, this is my first relationship. So I was very like kind of just like docile at the time too. And didn't want to like ruffle any feathers. Another thing I thought was weird is that I have I have a younger brother and an older brother, but my younger brother's like big and like whatever. And they were like very anti me getting a boyfriend, as most brothers are. And he would always want to hang out at my house. And I just thought that was like kind of weird because like, why, if you're the boy, you probably would want to hang out at your house, especially if you have protective like older brothers. But again, this is like my first real relationship, so I don't really know. Like, I know it sounds dumb, but a lot of my friends hadn't like been in serious relationships, so I didn't really know how like everything kind of played out. But like often, all the time, he'd be like, oh, my family invited you to dinner, but we're like essentially not gonna go. And I'd be like, okay, like I want to meet them, but you know, like I guess I'll wait until the time is right. But then it got to our semi-formal high school dance, and he finally was like, my family invited you over to dinner and like we can go. So I was super excited. I was excited to like meet his twin. I was excited to meet the whole family. You know, this guy I'd been dating for a month, but we had been talking for 2 months. And when you're 15, like usually you meet your parents, like the other person's parents, or at least like where I'm from, like while you're talking, you know, because you're young. I couldn't even drive. I didn't even have a permit or anything. So we had been taking pictures for semi because we retook them the next day because the first day our pictures were really bad. And I was like, okay, this is kind of the perfect time to meet them because I like have makeup on, my hair is nice, and like, you know, all the things. And he like sits me down in the car and he's like, before we go in, I have to let you know that you can never mention my twin's name or my twin because basically we had moved previously, like they moved kind of recently, and they were like, I guess she stayed back and like things ended really poorly. So I thought that was weird, but I was like, okay, noted. I'm obviously not gonna ruffle feathers when it's my first time meeting your family, nor would I ever like comment about family stuff like that. So I go in, oh, and he was like, and my little brother has no idea that she exists as we got like closer to it. And I was like, okay. So I go in and I meet his family, and I was expecting them to be like very cold, like kind of because that happened. But no, these are literally the nicest, sweetest, warmest people. I was like, they're like, there has to be more to the story. There's no way that people this gracious, this like sweet, welcoming, like kind, like I can now say enough nice things about this guy's family, like did that. But also, I don't know the family situation. So we sit down, we have dinner. I'm like super nervous because it's like the first time I've ever really met like somebody's family. in that type of context, and things go well. He like drops me off at home. He's like, they loved you, I can tell, all that. So I'm walking out, I'm feeling like very good because, you know, I feel like weight lifted off my shoulders since that went well. But when I get home, I have a super close relationship with my parents, well, especially my mom. And I get home and I like tell her what happened, and she's like, honestly, this is like a lot. There have been a lot of stuff that happened previously too, like this type of thing. So she's like, this has been like a lot of you crying and drama for the first month into like a high school relationship. Like, I think you just stop while you're ahead. And I'm like, no, yeah, like I'm 15. It's my first relationship. I'm a month in. I'm like, no, like I love this guy. You can't break us apart, all that. So essentially that night, me and my mom were like, okay, well, let's look into it. So we do some Facebook stalking, and I know her name. I know who, like, kind of like her Instagram and everything. So I look at her Instagram, and her name does not match his family's name. So I'm like, okay, that's like the first kind of like, what? So I asked him, and he's like, oh, she emancipated from the family, so she didn't keep my dad's last name because it ended ugly, so she changed her name to my mom's maiden name. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. I feel like that makes perfect sense. So I like still am not doing stalking because I know that something's off and I just do not want to confront it. But then like I tell my mom that, and she does it for me, and she's like, hey, this girl's name and his mom's maiden name are like not the same, not similar, don't even start with the same letter, like different worlds, different. And I'm like, okay, great. So I text him, and I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to like be pushy. I don't have like the exact text, but I was like, essentially this doesn't make sense. And he's like, what? Like, he's kind of like fighting me on it for a bit, but I'm like, but her name's not the same and all that. And then he finally comes clean, and he's like, yeah, she's not my twin. Like, basically when me and him started talking, he's like, we thought it would be so funny to like, for me and this girl, I think she's like his girl bestie or something, I don't really know, for me and this girl to like play a prank on you and like tell you that she's your twin and like all that. And I'm like, okay. I'm like crying. I already told my family, so I'm like super embarrassed, but I didn't know what to do because it was new, and like I don't know how to respond. So I'm like, it's okay, I love you. Like, didn't even have a reaction. And I always regretted for like not leaving after that, you know, because like I just knew it was gonna build like resentment in the relationship. So anyways, this girl like texts me and apologizes and all that, and I'm like, oh, okay. And yeah, he says he's sorry, all that. I'm like, okay, well, I don't really want y'all like talking and scheming after this. Do you mind like not snapping her as much and stuff? So he's like, of course, like I'm just gonna add her off a snap, all this. I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, you know, I didn't want to be demanding, but like my feelings were also hurt. I didn't really know how to approach this. So he unadds her. I'm like, okay, well, you know, that's that. Like, I just choose to kind of push forward because, like I said, like I wanted to have a boyfriend and all that. I just didn't really know how to handle this. And it's like a week later, and we're like snapping people back. Well, he is, and I just like see over his shoulder her like name and her friend's name, and he's been snapping them. And I like open the chat, and it's like this girl's name, and she's like, why did you add like her? He's like, oh my god, what? No, I didn't. And like I would never do that. And he has her added back after this. So like there was like no like no, and it always was like a thing. So that was a fun way to spend like my first relationship.
Another email from someone who thinks that they may have another piece of the puzzle of what's going on around Lady Bird Lake in Austin, Texas. I've been fascinated by this. I want to put all of these pieces of the puzzle together, even if they're not related. Maybe in putting all these pieces together, someone out there can connect the dots, or maybe something will remind them of an experience that they've had or a person that they know. But this person said that this experience was so severe that they actually talk to the FBI about it. So the FBI already knows about this. This person didn't want his name used, but he said that the video that I posted about this in April about somebody else's experience being stalked to his car by someone in motorcycle boots reminded him of this experience. So he's an Uber driver. He said this happened in September of last year. He picked this guy up at 1:50 a.m. on Gillespie Place. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that street. He said his appearance alone should have made him ignore the ride and continue driving, but this guy walks out from between two houses, like walks out from the shadows, and he said he got the feeling that he did not live in either of these houses. He was about 6'3" with long gangly hair hanging in front of his face, dark hair, and he was carrying a black tote bag and wearing black leather gloves, and he said it was like 90 degrees out. He does have this person's name, which he sent to me, but I'm waiting to hear back from him if he wants me to share that. I don't want to like get in the way of an FBI investigation if there is an FBI investigation into this person. The guy gets in the car and sits directly behind him, and he said this sent him into fight or flight mode for whatever reason. He said he immediately felt like he needed to pull the car over and get this guy out of the car, and the ride was only 8 minutes long, but everything this man said during the duration of the ride felt like he was sizing him up. He said he spoke in a very calm, cold, and collected manner as if he had done this before and wanted him to know about it. He asked him things like, do the rides get more dangerous as the night goes on? He asked him if he was a giant, to which he's sitting right behind him. He can clearly see how big he is. The driver responds, I'm about 6 foot, and he says, yeah, I can tell how far the seat is pushed back. The driver responds, you can scoot to the other side, but he didn't. And then the guy says, yeah, I'm 6 foot too, even though he was clearly taller. He then asked, do you use any stimulants to stay awake? Which made the driver feel like he was considering using some type of chemical agent to incapacitate him. And then right before he drops him off, he says, what would you do if you needed to get somebody out of the car but you couldn't? He said where he dropped him off is an apartment building with about 20 complexes, and it's about 100 yards from the lake. That address in the map is separated by the lake only by about 100 yards of woods. He said when he dropped him off, the guy just sat there for about 30 seconds in the backseat of the car in complete silence, and he literally had to reach back and open the door for him. He said when he got out, he now had a smaller bag in his lap in addition to the initial tote bag that he brought in the car. He said he got out and just kind of meandered around the parking lot, and then so he had to do a loop around the apartment complex in order to exit, and when he came back around, the guy was still just wandering around. He has a video of this guy getting out of the car, and he noticed that his shoes are brand new. The laces hadn't even been undone from the knot that you buy them in, which would be the perfect pair of shoes to wear if you were planning on doing something and you needed to dispose of them quickly. He also reverse Google image searched these shoes and was like, these are the shoe, like they're generic, they're cheap. He sent me that video. I don't know if I should post it, like genuinely. I don't want to put somebody on blast that's not involved. But either way, this man sounds like he was trying to terrorize this driver.
Story of the time I almost got caught sneaking out because my homegirl stole her mother's car. So boom, around this time, I was still living with my mother and it was during COVID. Now I had this best friend, we gonna call her Corey. I would say we about 5-6 months into quarantine and I ain't seen Corey all these months until this day. My mother was an RNA and at this moment, they was needed in the hospital. So she working long overnight shifts and I'm just in the house by myself. On this particular night, I get a call from Corey. Hey boo. Hey, alright, so I need you to get dressed and ready because I'm ready to come get you. What you mean? I'm ready to come pick you up, duh. Like, what you think of me? Even drive, like, I'm in my mother's car right now, I'm ready to steal it. Like, bitch, you worry about the wrong thing. Lying, girl, I'll be there. I think this bitch dead serious. She talking about something for the past couple of months. She been practicing with her mother. She know how to drive. She know what she doing. And for a while, I'm contemplating this shit because there's hella ways it could go wrong. But you only live once for real. But fuck it. I start getting dressed. Corey lived about 10 minutes away from me. I couldn't even wash my ass in time. Boom. She outside. Now look, I ain't seen my bitch in months. I'm happy as fuck to see her. We hug and then we riding around just cruising in that bitch. The way that if you pulled up next to us, all you would see is. So we still riding around and never not once did I ask this bitch where we going. And I'm here for the vibes. Then we pull up in this random ass alleyway. Bitch, what business we got here? I'm looking ahead. I see 2 people come from out the corner in a cut. It's her nigga and his cousin. We gonna call her nigga Tay and I don't like him. He a thug, he disrespectful, he controlling, he be cussing at her, all that. So while he walk into the car, we wait for them to get in the back. Why they both standing at the doors in the front? Her nigga gonna say something. Get to the back. This my mother car. I was in here front. Bitch, get in the back. So annoying. This bitch really climbed her ass in the back seat. Bitch, I know you ain't. And the fuck you want? And I'm not sitting up here with her raunchy ass nigga, so I'm getting in the back too. These niggas get up in the front, and her nigga is driving the car. He asses off like when I tell you pedal to the metal. I'm in the back gripping the handle for dear life. Seatbelt buckle. It's not that bad. Just relax. Shut your bitch ass up. These niggas speeding through the streets, swerving to the beat of the song, ready to go. Are they just doing what they doing? I'm looking at Corey. So you don't give a fuck if they fuck this car, do you? You don't. And I guess it finally clicked when I said it, so she started yelling for them to slow down. This nigga looked at us and turned the music up. I know, the fuck he did not. So boom, at first they were just free driving, going wherever. But now it seemed like we got a set destination. I yell over the music, where's we going? No response. And then we finally pull up to this house. Now listen, y'all, this is a 3-row car. Me and Corey are in the middle. And we just sitting here, and I'm thinking, yo, why the fuck is we here? Ring-a-ding-a-ding. Tay gets a phone call. Yellow. Yo, where you at? We all dressed. God, we on the way right now. Who's we all? Not even 2 seconds later, I looked to my left. Why is it 9 niggas deep trying to get up in this vehicle? Where the fuck they ready to sit at? Corey bitch ass not saying nothing. So boom, all 9 of them squeezing the car. We packed in this bitch like sardines.
Hey, you think you can move over a little bit?
Where?
Damn,
Bitch,
not
where
far.
move? You tell me. Everybody in this bitch rolling up, gardening. They got all the windows sealed up. But y'all trying to hotbox this. And I don't really like the smell. So you know me, I gotta hit him with the
Baby long thing. I'm like, what the fuck, get it?
He did not give a fuck. Now, one of the people in the car said they need some more leaves. So Tay like, all right, bet, pull up to the gas station. Everybody get out, but I'm refusing to, because, bitch, I'm not getting out this car. I don't know you hooligans. But Tay trying to boss me around like I hate you, Corey. I'm not your bitch. Fuck I look like. Get out the car, yo. Nigga, I ain't doing shit. Bitch, get the fuck out the car. And bitch, who is you? Can you get out the car, please? Like, only getting out because you asked. Fuck your weekend. So then all the niggas, they end up coming out the gas station, but we pack back in the car. After a minute of driving, we pull up to another house. Can't nobody else fit in here. But instead of people coming in, everybody trying to get out. Once again, I'm not moving. Before Corey get out, I grab her. Now everybody in the car is just me and her. Corey, I did not sign up for this shit. Like, real shit. All right, listen, if you want to go home, like, I can take you home. Like, just... But I can see it all on her face. She don't want to leave. Me being the friend I am. Fuck it, y'all. Let's go in here with the hoodlums. Walk up in here, and as soon as we walked in, I knew this is a trap house. Look a mess, but it's actually somewhere to sit. So we go sit down, and we in there for a couple hours. We listen to music, but I'm playing the games on my phone because I don't know these niggas. Me and Corey, we go to the bathroom, we taking pictures, all that. We having a time. While we're in the bathroom, she steps out, and I'm still in there. A couple minutes go by, she come back.
Girl, one of them niggas said they like you. I don't know. He said he trying to out you. I don't know what you like.
Now, I ain't that much of a boring ass bitch, but at the time, I was still heartbroken over my ex. I couldn't even look at another nigga. So I basically told her no. She go back, tell a nigga what's up, like, don't fuck with me. I said, bet we leave the bathroom, we all go to sit back down. But instead of sitting next to me, Corey go sit next to Tay. They exchanging whispers in the ear and shit, and then they get up and they leave. But before they left, Corey gonna come and ask me something. You know you're my girl, and I was wondering, like, if you wanted to lose your virginity. What? I don't know what you thought this was, but it ain't that. I don't know, nor do I like your nigga. But what the fuck made you think... So now I'm in here by myself with all these random ass people. Still on my phone though. And I say about 45 to an hour passed before they came back. But they not coming back looking like they just got down and dirty. They coming back mad as fuck. Corey comes sit next to me, she plop on the couch. Bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Weird as shit. He sitting here talking about doing handstand. Bitch, I ain't never did no handstand. Like, bitch, I'm not athletic, so I don't know what he thought this was gonna be. He caught an attitude and all like. So while she rambling, I look across the room and out the window. It's dark as shit outside. It's darker than when I first left the house. Bitch, I checked my phone, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Bitch, you said we having a couple hours outside. Straight told her, I'm ready to go home. She like, all right, bet. So she told Tay like, all right, give us a minute. A couple minutes later, we end up getting in the car. So I'm thinking we ready to drop everybody off because, bitch, I'm tired of being tightly squeezed in this little ass spot. But, bitch, we did the exact opposite. We making hella miscellaneous stops. We stopping at this house, stopping at this corner store, we stopping at this building. Bitch, we just making all these stops. I ain't signed up for this. And every time we stop, me and Corey in the car, and I just give her this look. Oh, he's going home. I thought so, too. And I don't want y'all to think they're just making these stops and coming straight out. No. They're making these stops, and they in there, bitch, for like 30 minutes plus. Now, outside after the 10th stop, Corey start getting irritated. And I think Tay peeping, so every time he come out, he always bringing her something.
I got you these here you go, bro. He flashes and shit.
But she not feeling that shit no more. So now the energy thrown off, everybody ready to go. And the more we drive, the lighter it's getting outside. We ride past kids on the bus stop waiting to go to school. So I check my phone. It's 6 a.m. My mother gets home at 7 a.m. Now I'm spazzing. I need to go home. Take me home. So me and Corey, now we starting to speak up. Nigga, we've been riding around for too long.
Bitches want me to come rescue.
I know this nigga did not. This nigga put the music on max and started speeding. I'm talking 100 miles an hour in regular traffic. So now we screaming because, bitch, what the fuck you got going on? I threw my phone in the back of his head. Slow down. He stopped the car. Everybody quiet. He turned around, started looking at me. Bitch, I'll kill you. He bitch, smoke me. Smoke me. Ain't gonna do shit. So he pull off. He go into a parking lot. The sun is up. It's 6:45. I got 15 minutes to make it home. This bitch doing donuts in the parking lot. And when I tell you he's burning rubber, really fucking her mother car up. So now Corey getting pissed off, she's striking the air and his shit. And after that, he finally decided to drop his friends off. He took himself home. That was just me and Corey in the car. We debriefing everything while she's speeding my ass home. Haul ass. Get in the house, change my clothes, quick shower, boom. My mother walked in the door at 7:15 on the dot. She never found out. Whew. I made it all scotch-free.
Time a 31-year-old stranger wormed her way into my house and convinced my mom to legally adopt her. So for some context, I grew up in a cult, and I'm not talking about like my parents made me go to church and it really hurt my feelings. I'm talking about like doomsday cult. I'm talking about like constantly talking about the end of the world. Jesus is coming soon. Like, I was 6 and my biggest fear was that I was gonna get mine cut off one day. Or or that I wasn't going to be brave enough to let someone my head off one day and I was going to go to hell type shit. So anyway, this lady, you know, she shows up one day in the community, and in the community there were kind of like these like on campus like celebrities, like people that would like garner a lot of attention and kind of just like feed off that energy. So every year, this cult would have a giant conference. I'm talking about like 40,000 people. It was huge. It was insane. And they brought this lady up one time to tell this story about how, you know, she had made it out of this car accident alive, but it had killed her mother and it had ruined her legs, but people had prayed for her legs and God had healed her legs and, you know, all this stuff, and now she was alive to tell the story, and it was like really intense, and everyone's like, yeah, so powerful, you tell it, girlfriend. And naturally, somehow, she ends up at my house. My mother, God love her, peace and love, was fresh off my father's death, okay? So she was like, kind of out there. And because it's a cult, no one is going to sit around and be like, is this a smart idea? Should this lady just be like showing up at your house and like hanging out with your kids all the time? No one did that. So naturally, this lady, we'll call her like Marie. Marie starts showing up like constantly throughout the week at our house, eating our food, hanging out. She starts calling my mom. After my dad died, there were people that would come over and help. And there was this one guy, we'll call him Tim. Reminder, she's 31. Tim is like probably like 24. And she would call Tim Uncle Tim. But anyway, she somehow like convinced my mom to adopt her into our family, like legally, through a whole adoption party and everything in my house. Like, tons of people showing up, bringing gifts, you know, they were going to sign papers. Like, it was a whole thing. She slept in my mom's room with us. Anyway, she finally was given her own space downstairs. And because I was like, you know, what the fuck is happening anyway? I was like in a level of acceptance that only you can reach as a child, where you're like, there's nothing I can do to change my circumstances, so I might as well just like kiss up. So I gave that bitch my dream journal. I was like, if I give her my prized possession, we can be friends, or she'll leave me alone. This is good news. Come to find out, everything was a lie. Her mother was still alive, and we found her on Facebook. She had never been in a car accident, literally hadn't experienced anything that she said she had, and the community just kind of like knew that she had lied, but like kept it hush hush, and she didn't end up getting legally adopted, but the papers were in our house. You need to understand how close this was to happening. And then she left, just disappeared, and she took my fucking dream journal with her. I still am mad about it. But yeah, she still will like lurk on Facebook sometimes. Like, she keeps finding me even though like I blocked her, and she'll like my stuff or like call me sister sometimes, and I'm like, girl, stay the hell away from me. I feel like I could tell like 500 stories like this. You guys don't understand. Yeah. Moral of the story, I guess, background checks. I don't know. Do a little research into the person that you're bringing around your kids 24/7. Don't adopt 31-year-olds. If you're 31 and you don't have parents, it's time to get the fuck over it. I'm sorry. I'm 25, I don't have a dad, and I never will. Okay? It sucks. It's awful. Don't worm your way into random people's households and try to take over their lives. Peace and love.
Am I in the wrong for telling a first date I don't date men who eat like children? I, 29 female, went on a date last weekend with a guy I met through Hinge. Let's call him Brendan, 32 male. He seemed normal, funny, had a job, dog pics on his profile. We texted for a few days and then agreed to meet up for dinner at this cute Thai fusion spot near me. I got there early. He showed up in cargo shorts and a graphic tee with a Marvel quote on it. Not a deal breaker, but I noted it. Then came the food situation. We sit down and the waiter comes by. I order a green curry and an appetizer to share. Brendan looks at the menu and goes, Do y'all have chicken nuggets? He laughs like he's joking. The server does that awkward smile thing. Brendan ends up ordering plain white rice and fries. That's it. No protein, no sauce, no spice, like a toddler. I ask, you don't like Thai food? And he says, I don't eat anything with flavor. I'm a texture guy. He proceeds to tell me that he hasn't eaten a vegetable in 10 years and lives off of pizza, grilled cheese, and milk. I couldn't even hide my face. I said, are you serious? And he's like, yeah, I'm just not into fancy stuff. Fancy? It's curry, not escargot. After dinner, he wanted to walk around, and I said I was actually heading home. He texted me later saying, I had a good time, smiley face. Hope I didn't scare you off with my picky eating, lol. And I replied, you seem nice, but I don't date men who eat like children. Good luck though. He left me on red. Now my friend is saying I could have been more tactful and that being a picky eater isn't a moral failing. So, was I in the wrong?